And after what seems like months of struggle, almost a full month actually of struggle, we appear to have bribed the right gremlins to allow us to stream tonight. Um, so I mean, bribing gremlins kind of is that. So there, yes, 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 that's true. Anyways, we are back finally with Hidden Worlds Discoveries. My name is Brian Donahue. I am your one-legged GM. Uh, for those of you who have not joined us before, Hidden Worlds Discoveries is where we do world building for the Hidden Worlds, which is my our role playing game. You folks have been in it long enough that it's definitely also part yours. In fact, all three of you plus some have had hand in that book. Hey, I got it right. The other handbook, which is our allows you to play the non-humans in the game. So, as my dev team, we've set up Hidden Worlds Discoveries as an opportunity to do world building live with input from those who join us. Um, so if you do watch, please join us. Let us know what's going on. Give us ideas because they turn into crazy stuff. And pardon the throat tonight. It is allergy season here in Michigan, and so yeah, stuff is turning green and yellow out there, and my sinuses do not like me right now. Yeah. So, wow, that made it even worse. All right. Let's do this. Joining me today are some amazing team members. Um, Danielle. Uh, Danielle. I didn't forget names. I was trying to figure out which direction. And for those of you who we do this on, it's been yes, it's only Wednesday and it's been a crazy week, um, as most of us can attest to. Uh, anyways, so for the video part of this, just to fill you in a little bit on the back end, we do this actually over Zoom, and so figuring out which rotation to do as introducing my amazing dev team, I stuttered. Oh well, it's been a week, but we're live. That's important. So with me tonight are Danielle, Jesse, and Michael. Um, and Smoketail's joining us. Awesome. That's cool. Good to see you. Um, all right. So last time, I was going to say last week. It wasn't last week. It was 3 weeks ago, beginning of the month. Oh yeah, it was beginning of the month because we're like, woohoo, we're gonna do this 3 times this month. That didn't work. So the first we're trying again. I forgot to pay off Gremlins the last time. Um, they demanded more cat tributes and I ran out. It's my fault. Um, so, anyways, Team Frozen North is who we did. Yeah, I do have to keep them away from Zoe. Um, yes, Zoe is my cat, and she's not in here, which is surprising. She they do they do they do. Um, very. Someone take a note somewhere that we need to talk about that one shot at some point because yes, I love it. I don't have access to my notes, so one of you three write it down somewhere. Um, by write, I mean type it into our list of ideas that we have that's this long and growing. Um, yes. Oh, Oh, that's bad. That may be next month. That means we have to come up with yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. um yeah, sorry. Last time, Team Frozen North, which is a group of Americans and Canadians, because there's not enough of either up there to protect, well, humanity from inhumanity. Anyways, yes, International Interagency Working Group. Let's call it the official title, I guess. Um, just to right. So wandering down through the list here, we have an American Moosethrope, Ellen. She's an ice road trucker. We have the. We did not come up with a name for the call sign for the translator. Interesting. All right. We'll have to figure out if we have one. By the way, Smoketail, it's pizzas for pixies. That's the bribe. Oh crap! Seriously? Smoketail, you're only hearing. Nothing. I set it up like it was actually working. Crap. Smoketail sent it. She said, I think the gremlins are still hanging out. I'm only hearing Brian. All right. I was going to say, I'll actually talk and see if it's just because you were quiet and I was dominating the conversation as usual, or if it's actually a problem. So oh crap. Okay, only got Brian. Let's try and see what worked. That's not it. Dang it. I want that one. Yeah, insert annoying music here. I really need to get that elevator music again.
Hey, we can actually sing the Jeopardy theme song and not get in trouble.
We can just sing in general.
Hold on. If we're, as long as we can discuss it, I'll put it in chat since they can't hear me. I'm gonna ask what people's favorite elevator music is.
Oh,
Yes.
we
What's your
barely got
favorite
it.
copyrighted music?
We got it.
Oh ho!
Hey,
Oh, we were gonna have a chat question time.
Oh my gosh!
We'll
Did
have
I
to do a
fix
poll
something?
some point. Make a poll. Make a poll.
All right. I don't know how to do that. You guys do it. That's why you're the mods and I'm just the pretty face.
Learning how to make a mod.
All right. So let's get back into it. So yes, we do need a name for the translator. Speaks French, English, Yeti, Sasquatch, Northern Dryad, Russian, and Inuit.
Morse?
Um, no.
Enigma? Something like
Ooh.
Enigma machine?
PhD.
Ooh,
Call
I
him
kind of
PhD.
like that actually.
Remember, he doesn't actually have his. They don't actually have their PhD because they couldn't
right.
get they couldn't get their dissertation published.
I think
That's
that makes
right.
it better, personally.
Codename Enigma.
I like Enigma. We'll go with that one. All right. So apparently I now know what I need to do for the. Anyways.
Write it down.
In the future.
We say this every week.
Post it.
Yes,
note
but it
now.
changes every week, as we found out last time and a week before that.
Because tech doesn't like us.
Yeah, but we can add to the list
Yeah.
as we go.
Yeah.
All right. So after
All right. Okay, so we have our translator. We have our crab fisherman, human who married a Selkie. Which we don't have another
They
name
can
for.
be trusted. We implicitly know that person can be trusted.
Do we really have a choice? I mean, it's not exactly easy to get members on this team.
That's true.
No, I know,
mean,
but if like you marry a Selkie, like the awful, if you're like actually a legit partner for a Selkie, like you can be trusted. You have
well,
integrity.
you can be trusted to come down on the side of the Fae for certain. I mean,
At
the
least
Northern Atlantic crab fishermen, since we don't have a since we don't have a code name, I would like to suggest Mr. Claus.
Oh,
ooh.
I just call him
Mr. Claus.
Pinch. Call him Pinch. Clack, clack, clack,
Give him the
clack, clack.
class.
Oh,
Pinch is very
oh.
pinchy.
did she?
Oh, we got an agreement with Mr. Claus. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Mr. Claus it is.
Oh God. Oh no.
Come on.
And
He's
you
in the
know,
frozen
half the
north.
time when they get introduced, they have to explain, no, claws, not claws. No reindeer.
Just
Hold on,
followed
hold
up
on,
by,
hold on.
dude,
I
I
don't
did
mind.
not come up with this.
When we build this character, he is going to be heavy set. And
Beard.
he will be the office Santa every year.
But
I don't know. They're far enough north. They may get the actual Santa every year.
No.
Spoilers. Crap, now I gotta stat out Santa. All right.
I think Santa's stats will be kind of,
Yes.
overpowering like certain other things we've made.
Yes, very much so.
We have
Then
Maple,
we have Mr. Claus now. Then we have Maple, our sugar
Yes.
rush chemical other. We were on a roll with this one.
yes.
we went to some places.
We did.
And this differs from other weeks.
No, not at all.
Exactly.
Then we have Mountie, who actually is an actual Mountie.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre does a lot of
Jean-Pierre.
paperwork.
I was going to say,
Jean-Pierre.
it feels like Jean-Pierre is like Sapling's role. It's like he's just there to do the paperwork and make sure that stuff gets actually filed correctly.
I'd
You
like
know.
to
You
think
need
that,
one in every group.
You do.
Basically the handler.
I'd like to think that Mountie actually screwed up at some point, and this was done as like a punishment thing.
Probably.
Because it's like just go off to the Yukon.
We're sending you there.
But yeah,
Or
I think
either
he
that
does
or-
enjoy paperwork.
Either that or he was just a little bit too uptight for whatever post he was at, and then just kind of went,
He followed the protocols.
exactly.
Um,
He
So that
knew
would-
the book inside and out. And they were like, no, let's just move you on. So,
I was going to say
And
something
then-
funny, like he messed up one of their performances, because the Mounties do actually train to do like
right.
mounted performances. So he messed up one of them, and as punishment, he got sent out to the Yukon, but ended up actually like thriving. He's like, "Oh wow, I'm actually doing really good out here."
It fits right in his personality. Absolutely. So, all right. And then we have, I think, the final member of our team.
Again, we didn't give a code name to.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, corny.
Well, yeah, Corny,
Yukon Corny.
Mhm.
the survival YouTuber, self-proclaimed master of dad jokes and puns. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, based in Juneau.
Okay.
With the station commander for the Coast Guard station as their site supervisor. Fun.
So that is our crew.
That is the crew.
What are they facing?
So this week is our one shot.
Yep.
So
Let me
what we
just-
doing with them?
Give me 1 sec. I need to do like 2 seconds of research.
Okay.
Research? Never.
Why would we do that?
Because we want to get on more federal watch lists.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guarantee I'm already on one. All the research I did for the original novels.
I don't
Yeah.
think there's a single game designer or GM out there, or it really most authors who isn't on some watch list somewhere.
There has to be like a checklist for NSA or whoever's monitoring. Just the okay. Oh, all these terms came up. Wait, they're an author. They're a gamer.
All right.
Probably okay.
All right. So it's cliche, and I don't
Sure.
care, because we're in the North, we're in Alaska. This is the idea I was hit with, and I wanted to confirm that I was thinking in the right place. Master Vampire Vacation, because
Ooh,
There are
the
places in
month of
Alaska-
darkness. Yep.
yeah, there are places in Alaska that only receive 4 hours of daylight a day. For
By the way, that would
62
be that
for
would be
six-
Barrow, Alaska.
Yeah,
yes.
for 62 consecutive days. So the rest of the time vampires could be out. They only have to be inside for 4 hours.
There's actually
That is a movie.
yeah, well, it's a movie based on a much better comic book series. Which I have
It's either that
in there.
or we could do the same thing with a cult and throw some
Ooh.
a
Some
northern white
Eldritch?
cult.
eldritch stuff at them, because of how corrupted work. And if they they're not being sunlight
Oh.
means
Yeah.
I like that's a lot more unique.
I dig that. Not that I'm against the 30 Days of Night concept, because it's fun and I just may have to torture some players with that at some point. For
Never.
one of my own games. But
That's the second one.
That's a campaign. The 30 Days of Night, that's not a one shot.
oh
That's a
yeah, no,
campaign.
that's absolutely a campaign.
One session per day.
Yes. So Eldritch Horror time. Woohoo.
62 nights of tentacles. I mean,
That sounds like a really bad Japanese
Tentacles.
hentai.
62 nights of shadows. Fine.
Still could be. Never mind.
Look, you either become a cephalopod with large tentacle arms, or you become a being of shadow. I didn't have many choices.
I mean, you're not wrong. All right.
Classic cult. Worship something.
What do we want them to worship? Because we can make this weird.
We could make this absolutely weird.
Living in shadows.
Oh,
This one's gonna be a big one.
I love that.
Let's make this one nasty, like nasty, because we haven't done that for a while. So this is cult. In Alaska. Barrow-ish. Who thrives on... Well, they would have to move some during the summer because there's also a corresponding time where there's light for...
Apparently, it is no
days.
longer called Barrow, Alaska.
There isn't?
No.
It is now called. I don't know how to pronounce it. Utqiagvik.
Yeah.
That's someone going, what do we call this town? All right, that works.
More like what did the native Inuits name this?
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
more likely, yeah.
I'm actually very happy when I've started heard that a lot of native cultures have started to reclaim names that were basically named after whatever ruler was of whatever place they're doing this, that place that discovered them.
Yeah.
And I am very appreciative of it.
All right, let's get it right. Spell the city name again.
Oh, we don't. Hold on.
UTQIAGVIK.
UTQIAGVIK.
Yep.
Cool.
UTQ.
All right.
Okay. So what strange things do we want?
To worship and summon. I mean, they're a cult, so they're summoning the end of the world, right?
Oh, well, always. If you're not summoning the end of the world, what are you even in a cult for?
I mean, right?
I mean, we could go with the classic. They want to wrap the world in darkness.
I was just kind of thinking that too.
It's classic. It's cliche,
yeah.
but it also fits with the theme.
It would be hilarious if they don't actually know about vampires.
They don't have to know about each other. That'd be great.
I mean, they could still actually think that
they're not.
If they're isolated enough, they could still believe that vampires are just myth and legend.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's funny.
Or they could think they're much
cults aren't
than they
always. Majority of cults, except for the leaders themselves, aren't known for being
Right.
well thought. Well, big thinkers.
That is the pyramid scheme. I mean, what? Wait, that's fake.
Not wrong.
Pyramid scheme.
They are pyramid schemes. They sell products.
We already did that one.
MLM.
We already did that one.
I know.
Twice.
We're referencing
Technically, we did it twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Darkness.
All right, so
Let's see. What weird thing.
Oh, I like that. All right, so this is Let's talk about the Eldritch Horror itself.
Just brushing up with this convenient book that is for sale. Get it in the frame here.
There you go.
You mean this one?
That one.
It's
That one.
also
Let's just fill the
available
screen.
digitally. You can download it and watch it or read it while we're talking right now. Incursionlegends.com.
I mean, there's also, the entire cover that's right there.
It doesn't say this though. All right.
It's true.
Listen, we got to get one plug in per stream. All right. Sorry.
Jesse,
right.
it's not Incursion Legends anymore.
All right. So,
Good to see you,
Not
Rob.
one,
Oh,
it's one-legged GM. No.
Yes, it is oneleggedgm.com.
okay.
Um, crap, I
All
gotta
right.
do those covers too.
no, you just
Anyways,
need to update the whatever.
Yep.
So I think
so the Eldritch Horror has to thrive on. I mean, it's perfect. So
Oil.
we got to go cold,
cold,
cold and dark.
darkness, cold, darkness, and what if it was something like an eldritch being that fed off of something like oil?
Ooh.
And so, because the oil is dark, cover, so like they're literal. So what the cult is doing is literally like the initiating event that keys everything is them actually being the cult is taking oil trucks and capturing them, like the big tanker trucks.
Sorry, it's the way my brain works. So we're talking about a CEO of an oil company, right?
Hmm.
Sorry. Not sorry.
I mean, my brain went Tim Curry, but
Okay, I can see that.
My brain's just going Mad Max.
see,
Yeah.
there are so many.
Mad Max in the winter. Yep. So frozen tundra versus Australia. Yeah, cool. I can dig that too. Probably gonna have to wear more clothes than just the rubber tires on the shoulders. Oh, it's terrible. Oil
So yeah,
also feeds off of actually feeds off of heat.
Ooh.
Which of course makes people and animals, food.
Everything's food.
Alrighty. So let's see here.
I'm just seeing a meteor crashing to Earth with some giant tentacle being in it.
Oh, I like that.
It's a little bit, it's a cliche again, but
this adventure brought to you by cliches.
I mean, we've already got a Mountie in the north.
I mean, right? We've got Yukon Yukon Cornelius, we've got a Mountie. Yeah, I mean,
It's Venom.
I don't know about Venom, but like,
I'm just seeing like literally this like tentacles just coming from this giant coming out.
yeah,
of
but
his
like
head and
a
heat-seeking
an
tentacles.
eldritch creature that feeds off of oil by burning it and thrives in darkness.
I mean, you're definitely getting extraterrestrial origins there for certain. Sorry, I just had to throw in the sponsored by Cliches R Us. Title.
Nice.
So brought to Earth, but they've got to be extra planar in all reality,
Yeah.
right? Or just I guess if
Unless
they're
it's
extra
the
solar, yeah.
hold on. What if the cult leader is a like is more of like this type situation where it is someone who was possessed by and that person
Oh.
kind of
Former astronaut, interesting.
May have get
Or
again.
even a former for someone who worked for one of the space agencies, right? Doesn't have to be an astronaut, just they were one of the technicians processing the stuff that they brought back.
Russian technician.
I mean, we can always play with the Russian side of things.
Russian. I mean, we are in Alaska, up in Alaska. So Russian.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. So this
It could be
Eldritch
older.
Horror- Huh?
it can
Yeah.
be older.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be super modern.
Right. I like it being extra solar too. Like maybe it's come from a system where it already depleted the star in that system.
I like that. Yeah.
For one, it's a cult built around something that was already trying to end the world instead of the cult
Yeah.
trying to make something appear to end the world.
I like that.
They think they're just
these
casting it.
ancient...
They don't understand that like this is a solar extinguishing mission here.
But they're friends.
We want to be in the dark. Oh wait, we'll freeze. Whoops.
Wait, so this is a group of geeks?
Yep. Yep. I dig that,
The
actually.
requirements to like join the cult is they've had to live in a basement for a year or something. That's a qualifier.
So it absorbs natural resources. So the being is ancient, drifting through space and absorbing life, planets, and stars as it moves through.
Yeah.
Does this thing have multiple forms? Or is it one singular form with lots of power? I'm just curious if we're going Unicron or Galactus here.
I was trying to figure that out. I'm definitely getting... It's very Unicron-esque at this point.
Only very tiny.
Again, sponsored by Clichés R Us. Thank you.
No, that would make sense. Is if it grows both in power and size as it feeds, and then it's forced hunger or whatever or starvation as it drifted through space made it shrink back down.
Oh, I like so it gorges itself to survive, and then until it finds its next victim system, it slowly shrinks as it gives off that.
That's from
Yeah. And rather than it being like this, it eats planets or something like that. It eats like burnable resources.
Right. It consumes. Well, again, I like the idea of it consuming suns, like actual stars, right? But yeah, so the hydrocarbons, that sort of thing. Yeah. So let's see, being as space.
So it's less that it actually like eats an entire planet and more that it just leaves it just a husk of what it was before.
Resourcery? Wait, what? Resources moves through.
I like
Resourcery.
It's recycling and sorcery. That's using transmutation. actually magic, right? Is
Yes,
resourcery.
Ah!
Nice.
All right, let's see here. Shrieks and search for its next source of fuel. All right, so I like that.
Stellar. When did it fall to the planet?
Has it fallen to the planet?
Yes,
Mhm.
it's here.
Uh-uh.
How long has it been
No.
here?
Has to
No,
be
I
here
think
yet.
it's being I think part of it is here. A small outrider
Ooh.
per se. Got brought back by
So a
Russian
meteor
space
bit.
mission, right?
Mhm.
I like the cult leader being infected, basically. And then it spreads, which actually makes it a true uh
Oh, what if there's like a meteor storm or something and the people who were part of it picked it up?
I was gonna say either that or the Apollo 20 mission that no one talks about.
yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It may not be American, maybe I mean it could have been
International Space Station.
something that hit the International Space Station.
Kind of
It's somebody who was
that
on an
all spread
EVA.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
And by the time it made it to Earth, it really was this big.
Well, yeah. So if it's just an outrider, though, so think about this. So you have this eldritch horror that has ginormous after it has gorged itself, right? And it sends out seeds, outriders, seeds, call it, to
I
spies, just poof.
Mhm.
well,
Uh, and
I like
it's now so one of these seeds has landed,
pollinating Earth.
and now it's calling the horror
I think
itself.
we're getting a little too I think we're getting a little too Galactus.
But at the same time, this allows for, actual ability to defeat this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was just thinking that like this is how big it was when it came, like literally because it does not have FTL access. It physically basically hurls itself into space until it hits something. It just slowly shrinks.
So
Very
you're saying
slowly.
it's here, but it's the size of a marble, but it's been growing as it's been feeding.
If it's here's the problem though, is if it's an eldritch horror as we've kind of if it's the grand eldritch horror as we've kind of defined them, it's game over. Except for it's going to take more than our Mountie and and mister
Mhm.
Claus to deal with this. So I
It
think
almost
if we turn this into something that's playable without being,
Mhm.
super high level, again, if it's a seed, if it's an outrider that hits, that's somehow brought down by something, space related.
Mhm.
This seed is bringing it here. We're now in a race against time, because if we have time to cut it, if it's a race against time to take care of that problem, the cult, the worship, the seed, before this thing locks in Earth's location. So right now it's kind of
I think, and like I said, if there are various other little meteorites to collect, that could be part of the goal. I mean, it's a one shot, so like I said,
Here's my
if
thought.
they are in the possession of the the cultists, which is part of why they're cultists, is they're basically being controlled by these things.
So what? All right. So
Maybe- The first one is our leader, like a
So-
larger piece, which was found by the space before it went through the atmosphere.
so
He got it up
one-
at the space station before it was shrunk. So
I
it's
like
more
that.
powerful.
So one of these seeds, one of these bits, is not powerful enough to call the horror down. Bringing enough of them together gives it enough power to reach out and direct Daddy down.
I was going. I was say with the little thing is when you had the hive mind idea from chat, where I like the small marble still being so small, like be that small piece not being quite hard, like hardy enough yet to call for the bigger mass.
Right.
And so what the player's goal is to stop them from being able to feed the little thing to make it like, I don't know, beach ball sized. And once it's beach ball sized, it can
So
call.
I get
Right,
what you're
like it's
I get
feeding
what you're
them.
saying. So do we want the idea to stop one from growing, or do we want to stop if
If it's a one shot, I'd say we want to stop one from growing. If it's a world hopping adventure, then I would say multiple.
I mean, you're just gonna have to. We need a reason for us to be taking out the rest of the cultists. If it is it just one guy, that's just one boss. We kind of need like a mini boss,
Mm-hmm.
which it, to me is if each of the cultists have a little bit.
I really, really, really like, and Michael, you hit on it. I think unknowingly. This is a one shot that is the launch point for a campaign. They're finding out about this, and their goal is to take down this particular branch of this particular cult because they've gotten too big for the britches. At
They
the end of
become known.
this one shot, there is an option to say, all right, here's the bigger picture.
Mhm.
Go play. Right? Here's your sandbox. Go play.
And then
What
you
do
can
you
do a
think?
world hopping adventure
Yeah.
where they're going everywhere, getting meteorites,
Yeah.
finding them in, I don't know, you could do a heist where
Yeah.
yes, in the Russian whatever, there is
In the
a piece that they've been
Smithsonian
studying.
in the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum, right? There's a piece of
Mhm.
this meteorite that's now a heist thing, right?
In someone's home, there is a D20 forged from meteor.
I like the way you think. Yes,
Yeah. And it's
It's in Brian Donahue's house.
probably.
and sometimes it's going to be in somebody's possession. Sometimes it's going to be a heist
I
in
kind
an
of dig
organization
that.
possession.
This could be something that spawns into something frankly much larger. What do you
It's a
guys
fun.
think?
All
It's a
we have to
fun-
do to make it a campaign is just list out other potential places they could be hidden.
Yeah,
Yep.
we
So we
could
can
then
list
turn
that
it
down.
into place, location, who has it, who has it, what's their support,
Mission-based.
what kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to run this, you can go as little or as far as you want to go with
Oh, I
it.
like that. I like that a lot. Okay.
Yeah, you only have time for 4
okay,
seconds.
this setting I have know nothing about. I'm not going to. I'm pretending one's not there. Something like that.
Right.
You could. I'm just thinking about fun ones of like they've been fought like these little pieces have been falling like throughout time. So like, oh look, there's one in the tomb of Alexander the Great.
Right. Oh yeah, it could turn into if you're bent on that, It could turn into, librarians. It could turn into any adventure hopping. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
perfect. Honestly, this is a beautiful episodic campaign.
I mean,
Frankly.
you could do a fun one where a meteor storm, meteor shower happened in China, and it just happened to they really liked the shine of these particular pieces, and so like a good chunk of the terracotta army actually is infected, and now they're all golems you have to fight.
Oh, that could be almost an end boss game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's yes. Okay, found. We're gonna call them seeds.
Yeah, some of them are going to be in very remote places. Some of them are going to be in. There's got to be at least one in the outback.
Steakhouse? Just kidding.
No, that's the ironic part. It is the
Yeah.
steakhouse.
Yes, you follow the legends that say it's in the
Yeah.
outback, and it's in the...
Everyone, I have been searching this continent for 20 years, and you mean to tell me that it was
It's-
up on the wall in the tchotchkes of an Outback Steakhouse?
It's in the tchotchkes of the very first Outback Steakhouse.
Where was it founded? I've got to see now.
Seeds are activated. The horror.
It's in Florida.
Of course it
Tampa,
is.
Oh,
Florida.
Gross.
Florida persons.
Yeah, it's based on a... Oh god. That's the true end game. You take on Florida Man.
Yeah, it's just a total left turn.
A full-out battle against Florida Man in an Outback Steakhouse.
Because there's no playable combos,
No,
but we could have an
no,
NPC corrupted Florida.
let's face it.
Can't we?
You would not battle Florida person in an Outback. You would battle Florida person
In a Waffle House.
at. I was going to say a Ponderosa Steakhouse, but yes, a Waffle House would work as well.
Are there even still Ponderosas?
I have
Yes,
the
there are
funniest
still a
news.
couple around.
They've all gone out of business in my area from drug dealing out the back.
I mean,
Yeah. Speaking
I wish I
of
was joking, but that's the honest reason.
speaking of fighting in a Waffle House, I believe Brian's typing, and so I'm vamping a little to fill this. I believe it was, and someone can correct me in chat if I'm getting this incorrect. The programmers, the gaming company that created Tekken, the fighting game, asked their fans what places would they like to have, like battle places, like battle fights, and one of the most popular answers was Waffle House.
There
I mean-
is an actual RPG written about fighting in that Waffle House now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, but the apparently the creator of Tech, or the company that did Tekken, is not from the United States, and so as a result, they had no idea what these people were talking about, and so they had to research all of this and go, "What are you talking about?"
There is Smoketail said there's one Ponderosa in Florida, Kissimmee, Florida, to be specific.
The thing is, I could absolutely see a Florida Man at Outback Steakhouse on a bet.
yeah.
I mean, they've got the bloomin' onion.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I noticed our frame per second has gone way down, so it looks like our stream is a little slow and a little wonky, and I apologize for that.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Thank you, Smoketail, for that. There being a
Oh, God.
Ponderosa.
Oh god. Outback Steakhouse owns 2 blimps, and they're called the Bloomin' Onions 1 and the Bloomin' Onions 2.
Of course they are.
Come
Yeah.
to our dev stream for the information. Leave with fun facts.
Yes. I mean, we're
And these
all
weird
neurodivergent
facts are
on
what
this stream,
becomes
right?
adventures.
Yep. All right, let me finish. Mix of newbies and corrupted. Heavily weighted toward I like the shadow thing. What shadows are the Drayden, right? I didn't say it was gonna be nice. Exactly. Yeah, but this allows us to build some pretty nasty, some pretty decent level NPC or PCs too. So they could be touched by, they could be hit by basically enchanted weapons, potentially. So I mean, yes, that's actually not a bad, and Mr. Claus will have to reach out to his wife, the Selkie. There's enough magic up there that they could probably get by, but I think it's funny that none of them are actually casters. Okay. Right. Maybe they pick up a corrupted for the team during the one shot. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad. Yeah. Yeah. Um give Yeah. We talked about making one of them a Drayden at one point. I think again that was 3 weeks ago, and I've slept since then. Not much, but I have. Okay. So yeah. So the goal for this, um, from Norbert. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this would have been put on a fast track, probably a plane. Uh, I'm sorry, I kind of dig the idea. Like, I kind of like the idea of having a small box like that at each official base, where so like there's one wall in one room at the warehouse where it's like, that one, pop it open and throw it in. Yeah. It's a yeah. Yeah, it just looks like microwaves or bank uh safety deposit boxes. Yes. Yeah. It's just yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Poor Lops. Yeah, probably. Probably. Seed in. Um, right. Well, it's if it's just the size of a small, safety deposit box, you're not putting, and you've got to. I mean, it's got to be opened with the right signature from both sides, and it's. I can see all the safeguards where you put something in, both doors can't be open at the same time. Everything's scanned when it goes in there. Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Uh, David, in the warehouse. Eventually, in the. Oh, unless you're asking about. Yeah. Ah. Okay. Let's see. Get the seed from the. Yeah, that's. Yeah, you're right. Um. Yes. Yeah. What are we gonna call it? Fragment. Fragment works. Unless you're into that thing, and then that's all you. Um. Yep. Oh, I have plans for Fringe. I have an entire region of space for Fringe. I'm just saying. Um. Yep. Um. Let me see. Of course.
My go to bed alarm has been buzzing for 5 minutes.
All right. So is that any better? Can you folks now hear?
Can you hear us now?
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
Can hear, please?
Maybe.
Sure, can you hear me? All right.
Oh, darn.
Hey, I kept it short enough that we would not take a copyright hit.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that would have been caught anyways.
That one might have actually been filed under parody, but anyways, capture.
Yeah, we could have fought it.
Limited time to get it. Okay.
All right. Limited time to get it before they escape. Sounds like a classic.
Maybe figured out too
No.
too late in the,
before
like,
they, I got
darkness
it.
cycle.
Use it to power a ritual that will affect the region.
Basically set off a homing device.
Well, not only that, but it's
Yeah.
also going to actually bring darkness and cold almost permanently to a larger region in Alaska. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, which would be a
Energy out of the area.
giant homing device for this
Oh,
creature.
absolutely. To funnel that much
Oh,
power
'cause
through
that-
it, you bet.
Yeah, because if it needs to get to a certain size or energy level to summon the main body, then yeah, it could just like
Yeah.
Go with a optional possibility if they stop the ritual, but the cult leader survives,
Yeah.
that he will actively try to escape because he knows that other pieces are out there.
Like it.
In fact, if he's able to complete the either way, he's going to try to escape because he's actually trying to gather the pieces.
yeah. He's the only one truly in the know. He's the one that is important to the entity.
Yeah, because he's been possessed. He knows there's more.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's actually win conditions, right? No, that's the goal. Win conditions.
Stop the ritual.
Stop the
And hopefully
ritual.
stop the cult leader. Obtain the fragment. Escape with their lives.
Survive.
Survive.
Extract
It's a classic one.
fragment.
Survive.
Stop the ritual. Ritual. Capture the fragment.
He said
Optional.
capture the fragment. I'm like, capture the flag.
Kill the cult
A
leader.
frag.
Optional, capture the cult leader. Kill or capture the cult leader.
Yeah, good call.
I mean, capture would probably be the best because then you can interrogate them. But
If they
Oh,
can communicate with the main body.
fun fact that I would like to put about the cult leader.
Yeah.
Because the cult leader has handled this with his bare hands so much, fragments of the seed have actually like entered his body. That's what actually corrupted him. So he currently does hear the Eldritch voice in his head.
Ooh, I
That's
like
how he
that.
knows where the other pieces are.
Ooh.
Cultist Animus newbies.
Ooh. Excuse me.
Cult leader has used rituals to absorb.
Oh no, it just has happened. Not even rituals.
No.
It's the whole thing of like it's just basically he's touched it with his bare hands so much that it's absorbed into his body and
He's
bloodstream.
been touching it nonstop.
Right. I kind of like the idea that he's actually used rituals to do it.
Just so that random people don't
Yeah.
who pick it up elsewhere.
Oh, other people don't get to touch it. It's his shard.
No,
Right,
the other
but-
shards.
There are other shards out there that are,
We're going my precious on this. Is that what you're saying?
yeah.
My shard. Ooh. Rituals guided by the Eldritch being.
It's in his
Of
brain.
course.
It's in his brain.
He's just some, say not just a random dude, but you know, needs that direction.
Let's see here. Faintly hear the call, the Eldritch Horror. Okay. We'll come up with other fun stuff for that. All right.
I just realized how relatively easy it would be for if Redeemer occultist.
And we
Yeah.
talked about it,
Yeah.
especially if you're gonna launch it into a campaign, you're gonna want that that person.
All right. So lost conditions. Ritual happens.
Lose
Lose
that's a
the
minor
fragment.
one.
Yeah.
There's your two big lost conditions right there.
Mm-hmm.
Lose the cultist, lose the fragment.
Ritual happens, covering Alaska and the Yukon in darkness. Permanent.
Yeah. We'll have to put a section about the ritual in here at some point. In the write up. There's the fragment.
I
So
love the
this
idea
is
of them
going to
using
be,
the classic everyone dies.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's always a lost condition.
well, I
Is it a
mean,
mixture?
Get
if
rid,
everyone
everyone
dies, the
dies.
ritual's going to happen anyways. So, you know, it's going to
Um,
happen.
I don't
Um,
think that losing the fragment is a lost condition. I think the ritual happening is hardcore a lost condition, but losing the fragment, if they're going for a more long-term campaign, is more of a continuation condition.
Well, it's still a lost condition for this one shot, whether they
That's
continue
true.
on or not.
Yeah.
They've lost if the ritual happens or they lose the fragment.
That's true.
The cult leader escapes. They will seek out the fragments
Oh, what to
and
do?
try to rebuild. Call. Let's see here. Can easily become a to track. And what's really interesting about this one is it could also become. You could take this if they do if the GM, and this is GMs, just hear me out here. If you have your own, if the players have their own characters and you run this one shot for them, then even if you have another campaign planned, these can easily be side quests if they show up in a place that has a
Mhm.
fragment as well. Oh, by the way, according to you've also found that there's a fragment here while you're here. So they start it can easily become part of a campaign, an ongoing campaign, as side quests as well.
Mhm.
Additional-
Multiple threads.
Oh, I like that. Good call. Optional goal recruit.
That was from Jesse earlier.
Yep.
Yeah. I put it in the chat so we wouldn't forget it.
You put it in the chat so I'd see it. Yes.
Eventually.
Eventually. We talked about it, just we're getting there.
Especially since we did just 100% discuss, potentially a
Hey.
oh no, I was sorry, my brain all of a sudden started doing these things because I was starting to think about the ritual
Yep.
and the way that the way I see the ritual happening and why they specifically needed to like capture an oil tank, like an oil truck, like a tanker truck. Is because they're basically drawing out giant eldritch signs using oil in the middle of.
Ooh, I like that.
Light it on fire.
Well, and they could use
Well, now we
an
know-
oil truck. They could
Now we know
also
why Alan
use
got involved.
they could also take control over an oil well. And actually
Ooh, well, it'd be good.
You know, use the direct output there to spell it out. Anything else that we need for this?
Yeah.
We are-
I would like to think so if they don't do the whole recruit and redeem a cultist and someone's interested in becoming a corrupted,
Yeah. No,
you could have it you could put it in there as a possibility that depending on what they do to stop the ritual or how far along the ritual is, the energy corrupts them.
yeah, I like that.
Depending on progress of the ritual when shut down.
Which gives them a leg up if they decide to make it a campaign, so they'll deal with other
Turn
corrupted.
one of the human characters into corrupted. Their choice.
That one team member who just has to sacrifice themselves survives, but is corrupted.
Yep. I take it.
It's the Selkie's husband.
Yep. Probably.
I'm still me.
I really like this, and I like the fact that it can actually be used as a campaign start. I really like that. We need to try that more often. And when we write this up,
This is our first not silly one shot.
Oh no. Our characters are really silly. They are enormously silly. That seems to be our pattern. If we make really silly characters, our adventure is super serious.
I mean,
The Restore Corps.
Florida Man was the only one that we couldn't. That was going to be silly.
Florida
just
person
because.
was going to be Florida person. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ren Fair thing's pretty silly.
Yeah, Malam.
Well, the
Yes,
characters weren't as silly. The
That's fair.
concept was.
Yeah.
So again,
Yeah,
like
that's
Michael said, I think if we create silly characters, it's generally a serious campaign. If we create serious characters, we end up with, silly one-shots.
Because putting silly character, because let's be honest, I think all of us have experienced the hyper edgelord character, and all you want to do to that hyper edgelord character is put them in the silliest of situations.
Yep.
But the person who who is like, what's your character's name? Oh, I'm a kobold, and my character's name is Dumpster Diver 426, and you're just like, what? And by the end of the campaign, you're like, no, take my hand, Dumpster Diver 426. You will survive this.
Yep,
Oh, Dumpy, come on, we can make it.
absolutely. All right.
And to me, that's the beauty. That's the beauty is when you make the dumb character, and they end up just like at the end, you're just like, did I just watch a character grow from being the dumbest concept ever to a
That's
hero?
That's the best part. Like,
I seem to remember a gremlin at one point who became the hero of an entire campaign. That was Bob.
Yep.
Bob
He
the
can breathe
dragon.
fire. He can breathe fire. He
Mhm.
needs you to know that. He can breathe fire.
And he proved it by burning down half a town, actually.
And by the way, I would like to know if
Loaded cavern we were in.
Yes, that was the colored
you.
animal
You still
inn.
with us?
Yeah.
Thank you, Amur. Amur, that is the truth. Is that we all like by the end of it, you have latched on to the dumb idea character so badly
Mhm.
that you're just like, no.
it's the same urge that makes you adopt that NPC who was just supposed to be a guy standing off the side that you were supposed to walk past.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yep. He was just supposed to point out the thing so you would go in that direction.
He was just mood setting, you know, and
Yep.
and now he's your best friend. Okay, got it.
Yep. All right.
We once kept alive a magic a dragon puppet that was being kept alive with a 1 hit point worth of magic. And we revived him like 6 times.
That's funny.
Nice.
I mean, in the one campaign that Jesse was in that we were talking about, the gremlins were throwaway NPCs, companions of one of David's characters, and it was absolutely a silly character to start with. And by the end, the gremlins were important and actually had a lot of importance in the story. It was interesting.
You know what? We don't normally do this, but it's a topic we kind of fell onto. If you folks would like to, in our Discord, which someone should be able to drop a link for our Discord, to show us that you've enjoyed the stream, or just say that, mention your favorite, or on our YouTube, since we also upload these to YouTube, mention your favorite joke character that ended up having lots of meaning, that you ended up like that by the end, that everybody was like, oh, we love this, and we would love to hear those stories.
Hey, Jesse, while we're talking about this, as we're sending people to the Discord server, can you quick create a thread for the lulls of character? I want to do character stories. That's too mundane.
Hold on.
Character memorial wall, where people can tell their character stories. So for those of you who are in the chat, following the chat, I'm dropping a link to our website there. Thank you, Danielle, for dropping the Discord server directly. Link to the website, which I don't do nearly enough. But oneleggedgm.com, you can find all of our links to all of our stuff, as well as books, games.
The new game that's coming out?
Say what? Oh, yeah, the game that's coming out that's currently in manufacturing and getting ready to ship from China. Yeah, that would be this one right here. Woohoo! Stealing Scenes Action. It is a 1 to 8 player card game. Plays in 15 to 30 minutes, probably a little bit more if you're at 8 players. The card game is coming Target price point on that's $22 retail, $20 at cons. If you find us at a con, we will have them. Assuming so, they're shipping within about a week. The manufacturers told us they're shipping in about a week. We should have them for the next cons in July. So the cons in July for Kogan Con and Capital City Comic Con in Lansing. Kogan's in Grand Haven.
So if you stay attached to the to our channel and join our Discord, you will be up to date on the first places where you can come and pick up your copy of Stealing Scenes Action.
I also have a sign up sheet on the website if you want to follow news on the card game. Also, I will be taking a copy with me, my lovely precious proof copy with me, to I don't think I'm taking it to Tulip City this weekend. However, I am taking it to Traverse City for Cherry Capital Comic Con because we'll be in the game room, of course, selling all my stuff, but we'll also be playing demos of this awesome game all weekend long, as well as running games of Hidden Worlds. If I get really ambitious, I may do a completely off the cuff one shot from Fringe, which is the sci-fi setting that's coming out. Hopefully, thank you, Jesse, for creating that for me. But so we'll have all that stuff coming up. So the next shows, as we're wrapping up here, the next shows we've got Tulip City Comic Con in Holland, Michigan this Sunday. As of this recording, this Sunday, that is April 28th. We'll be there. Memorial Day weekend in Traverse City, Michigan. Cherry Capital Comic Con. July, I want to say the 6th is Kogan Con. I believe we'll be there. I think I'm a guest again this year. Capital City Comic Con in Lansing, July 15th through the 17th. No, whatever the weekend after that.
You should create a page that you can swap the thing to that has all the official appearance dates.
Keep meaning to do that, and I have been really way too busy to take the time to do it, and I have not gotten that information to Jesse yet, who has so graciously volunteered to do that. No, it's completely my fault. But so Cap City Comic Con, I'm a guest again at Grand Rapids this year. So we'll be doing that. We will also be doing a live show again at Grand Rapids this year, which if you've not seen our live show, it's an improv gaming session where you, the audience, help make up the story and help screw over the players. And sometimes the GM. Most often the players, though. We're going to be doing some new things this year. All of the characters will be generated by you, the audience.
Oh no!
In real time.
It worked so well.
It worked amazingly well for Joe's character last year. We will also be handing out. Well, we won't be handing out. We will be selling for charity Destiny points that you can automatically turn in and very much screw up whatever the story was going to do. So
I'm terrified.
Those will be happening. And that charity, by the way, I've already decided. The charity this year is going to be the Great Lakes Amputee Support Network. Because, well, I am the one-legged GM. Just saying. It's a great charity run by Mary Freebed Hospital here in town. So we'll go to support amputees and those who operate with limb loss or limb difference.
Are we going to do another panel, death panel?
I don't know. I'm going to be doing at least 2 panels right now. I think I'm signed up for 4. I'm going to be busy. Plus the live show. I have here.
Sadly, I will not be there this year.
Yes, unfortunately, we will miss Danielle and her awesomeness, their awesomeness at the show. Yeah, very much so. But hopefully the next year after that. Anyways, we may be doing another dev panel. I think David and I are actually going to be doing a panel on creating and designing and printing pitfalls of board games and card games and that sort of thing.
You know what I would love to
Because-
do if we could?
Holy crap, it's crazy. Yeah, go ahead.
If we could, I would love to do a Hidden Worlds Discovery live
Ooh,
where this is
Oh.
basically this is our dev thing.
yes. Someone remind me at some point, and I will. Instead of just doing how to build a role playing game, I like the dev idea of doing a Hidden Worlds Discoveries live, because y'all are nuts. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, viewers, and I love it.
We need to see if Grand Rapids Comic Con has the infrastructure for us to actually just literally do it live on Twitch while we do it.
That'd be amazing, honestly.
Actually, we could probably do it from my phone.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do phone.
Audio, we mics.
Well, we can get mics. We'll figure it out. We will. I do have a laptop. Probably need a laptop. Get a good.
We'll
camera.
get with
Get a
Grand
good
Rapids and
camera.
see if we can do it fully as a
Yeah.
actual live stream from Grand Rapids Comic
Good
Con.
idea.
If not
Good
this
idea.
year, next year.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
something we might need to work on, and also
But
probably talk with the con itself, make sure everything's on the up and up and we're in the right place. But if we can, we will happily be here both on Twitch and be doing if it is possible, we get permissions and we get the slot, we will happily do a Hidden Worlds Discovery live panel.
We'll have to do that as well for the to see if we can do that as well for the live show as well.
If you're planning to get on Zoom, technically I could get on it. I'm going to be home. I just can't afford another huge trip.
Believe me, I get that.
Oof, I
I'll
understand
be
that.
out of the country the month before.
Anyways, I think that's all the stuff we got coming up. Check out the website, check out the Discord. Anything else I'm missing? Are any of you folks doing anything
Not
on
this year.
any other channel or any other? Michael, I know that you're at multiple shows for Bard and Broad.
Yep, I'll be at MarCon, River City Comic Con, or not Comic Con, River City Steampunk Expo. They just started off, so if you like steampunk and are in the Louisville area,
Oh,
or that's close, highly recommend checking them out. Helping support a new convention.
cool.
OMG Con, it's a fun small anime / fan convention. They actually get some very interesting guests.
I've
If
heard
you get a
good things
chance.
about that one.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Origins, as always. I'll be in conjunction. So if you want to come meet, say hi, I'll be there.
It's a good
Gen
little
Con.
show.
And that's most of it. We will be at Grand Rapids.
Grand Rapids. Yep. All right. Well, cool. I think this is going to be a fun year. So, folks, thank you for putting up with all of our technical issues. We need to work on paying our tributes better to the Gremlins so that they don't do that.
Or get a stronger negotiating position, one or the other.
Yeah. Have to hire Imp to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have to hire Imp.
You talk them
It's
into it already,
terrifying
okay?
when Imp is a solution and not the creator of the problem.
It's fair.
Though
Maybe I
Imp usually
Maybe I
is a
can get
solution.
Giggle Snort on my team. See if he'll
You know what the problem is? You don't have Giggle Snort behind you.
Yeah. I may have to solve that problem. Because I do have him. He
He was
joins me
on
at shows
fire.
now. He does.
All right, folks, we are doing the Midwestern goodbye.
Yes, we are.
And it is getting late.